we had seen not negotiable crossing, account payee crossing, endorsement, and the kinds of endorsement. From that we studied to endorsement, blank endorsement, and special or full endorsement. Okay, so what do you mean by endorsement? What do you mean by endorsement? Aparna?
Sir, endorsement is a written order on the back of the instrument by the payee or the holder for transferring his right to another person.
Okay, so what do you mean by blank endorsement? What do you mean by blank endorsement? Anila,
So it means only the signature of the endorsement.
what do you mean by special endorsement? What do you mean by special endorsement? Atul,
Sir, endorser write the name of the person to
Oh.
whom the bill is transferred.
very good. Okay, that is special endorsement. Then next one. So already we said blank endorsement, special or full endorsement, restrictive endorsement, and a conditional or qualified endorsement. So first we said blank endorsement. It means the signature of the endorser only. Okay, that is blank endorsement. Does not mention the name of the endorsee. That is blank endorsement. Next, special or full endorsement. Here, endorser write the name of the person to whom the bill is transferred. That is special or full endorsement. Special or full endorsement. That is special or full endorsement. Pay Anish or order of Anish, any other person. So that is special or full endorsement. So next one is restrictive endorsement. Okay, restrictive endorsement. So here the endorser put some condition to endorse the instrument. That is a restrictive endorsement. Okay, in which the endorser restrict the further negotiation of the instrument, further transferability of the instrument. That is restrictive endorsement. Okay, it restrict the further negotiation. Negotiation means we can transfer by mere delivery. That is negotiability. Okay, so it restrict the further negotiation of the instrument. That is restrictive endorsement. Means the endorsee cannot further endorse such instruments. The endorsee cannot further endorse such instrument. That is called special endorsement. Okay, means here the endorser, this is an endorsement in favor of some definite person only. That is restrictive endorsement. Means pay Anish only. That is a restrictive endorsement. Okay, that is restrictive endorsement. Means it restrict the further negotiation. Means he can't, the Anish can't transfer that instrument to any other person. That is restrictive endorsement. It restrict the further negotiation of the instrument. Means the endorsee cannot further transfer such instrument. That is called restrictive endorsement. Restrictive endorsement. Okay, this is an endorsement in favor of some definite person only. Some definite person only. That is called restrictive endorsement. Next one, last one, conditional or qualified endorsement. Conditional or qualified endorsement. Last means restrict the further negotiation, further transferability. Here means conditional or qualified endorsement. Means this type of endorsement contains a condition to pay the amount of the instrument. This type of endorsement contains a condition to pay the amount of the instrument. That is called conditional or qualified in which one? Qualified endorsement. Means it creates some liability to endorsee to receive the payment of the instrument. It creates some liability to whom? To the endorsee, the person to whom the instrument is transferred, to receive the amount. Okay, means the endorsee has to fulfill certain condition for obtaining payment. Okay, the endorsee has to fulfill, the endorsee has to fulfill some conditions to for obtaining the payment. That is called conditional or qualified endorsement. Means pay Anish or order on the arrival of, after the arrival of Rajesh Nair only we will give the payment. Okay, so otherwise after the marriage of which one? Anish, after the arrival of wife, then only we will give a payment. That is called conditional or qualified endorsement. Okay, it contains a condition to pay the amount of the instrument. Listen, here it creates some liability to the endorsee. Means here the endorsee has to fulfill certain condition after the arrival of Rajesh. May be a which one? His brother, his relative, otherwise any which one? Any organization, any organization owner, anyone. It may be anyone. So after that only he will get a payment. Then if he put in the condition in that which one? Instrument, that is called a conditional or a qualified endorsement. Means otherwise after the marriage only you will get the payment. That is a conditional or qualified endorsement. Okay, that is conditional. Means the endorsee has to fulfill. The endorsee has to fulfill some conditions for obtaining the payment. That is called conditional or qualified endorsement. Okay, so that is conditional. So endorsement is order, it is over. So what do you mean by endorsement? It is a written order on the back of the instrument by the payee or the holder for transferring his right to another person. So first kinds of endorsement: blank endorsement, only the signature of the endorser is there. It does not contain the name of the endorsee. Next, special. Here write the name of the person to whom the bill is transferred. Here write the name of the endorsee. Then a restrictive endorsement. Restrictive means it restricts the further negotiation of the instrument, further transferability of the instrument. Means the endorsee cannot transfer such a instrument. That is called restrictive endorsement. Then the endorsee has to, conditional or qualified endorsement means the endorsee has to fulfill some conditions for obtaining the payment. So next one, next topic, dishonor of a negotiable instrument. Dishonor, honor and dishonor. Honor means at the maturity date, if we get a payment, the drawer gets a payment. That is called honoring of a bill. So what do you mean by dishonor? Okay, so what do you mean by dishonor? Means when a negotiable instrument is dishonor, the holder must give a notice of dishonor to all the parties to make them liable. Okay, because we know that negotiable instrument, it is freely transferable. Okay, suppose I sold goods on credit to Adul. So I wrote a bill and given to Adul, and he accepted and he put the sign and given to me. Now I am the holder. So I purchased goods on credit from Anila. So instead of giving cash, I given that bill. Okay, so it is a negotiable instrument. We can transfer. So at the maturity date, suppose she is not getting the payment. Anila is not getting the payment from Adul. That means that is dishonor. So that matter she have to give to me. That is Anila have to report to me. That is whenever a negotiable instrument is dishonor, the holder, now who are holding, Anila is holding, must give a notice of dishonor to all the previous parties. Suppose Anila given to other person, Anila given to Aparna, Aparna given to Anat. Now Anat is the holder. So Annette have to give the notice of dishonor to all the previous parties. Okay, that is dishonor of a negotiable instrument. So a negotiable instrument can be dishonored either by non-acceptance or by non-payment. So two cases, it can be dishonored either by non-acceptance or by non-payment. Either by non-acceptance or by non-payment. Here it specifies a check and a promissory note can only be dishonored by non-payment. If it is a check and a promissory note, when only it will dishonor? Either by non-payment. If we didn't get a payment amount, then only it will be dishonored. Okay, suppose I sold goods on credit to Adul. Adul given a check to me, so I present that check to my bank to collect amount from Atul. But Adul have no any amount in the bank, so the check will be dishonored. So non-payment, but a bill of exchange can be dishonored either by non-acceptance or by non-payment. But if it is a bill of exchange, means it can be dishonored either by non-acceptance or by non-payment. So what do you mean by non-payment or non-acceptance? Non-payment means if the negotiable instrument is not paid on the date of maturity. If the negotiable, if the bill is not paid on the date of maturity, if the negotiable instrument is not paid on the date of maturity, so after 3 months, if we are not getting the payment, means it is known as the dishonored by non-payment. Dishonored by non-payment. That is non-payment. If the bill is not paid, if the bill is not paid on the date of maturity, that is called dishonored by non-payment. So when the drawee refuses to accept the bill or fails to accept within 48 hours of the receipt of its receipt, the bill is called the dishonored by non-acceptance. Okay, when the drawee refuses to accept the bill or fails to accept within 48 hours of its receipt, that is called dishonored by non-acceptance. Suppose I sold goods on credit to Adul, so I will write a bill. I am the drawer, Adul is a drawee. So I wrote a bill after 3 months after, you have to give my amount to me or my order any other person. So then that bill I will give to Atul. So if Atul is not accepting, if he is not putting the signature on the bill, then the bill is dishonored by non-acceptance. So acceptance, if it is a valid bill, acceptance is compulsory. Otherwise, it is invalid bill. Okay, acceptance from the drawee is essential. So that is called, if he is not accepted the bill, means it is called dishonored by non-acceptance. Okay, that is dishonored by non-acceptance. So if the bill is not paid on the date of maturity, it is called dishonored by non-payment. If the drawee refuses to accept or fails to accept, it means within 2 days they have to accept, the drawee have to accept the bill. If he is not accepting, the bill is dishonored by non-acceptance. Okay, that is called dishonor of a bill of exchange. So what is the effect of effect? If it is a dishonor, what is the effect of dishonor? So first one, negotiable instrument become valueless, no value. Check also, no value, non-payment. Dishonor means no value. Bill also, at the time of maturity, if you are not getting, non-accepting means no value. Next, the holder of a bill upon its dishonor has a right to initiate action against the drawer, against and every endorser of the bill. So I said I transferred bill to Anila to Aparna to Annette. So Annette has a right to initiate action against the drawer, against me, and every endorser, Aparna, Anila, that she have the right. So that is effect of dishonor. The holder of a bill have the right to initiate action against the drawer and every endorser of the bill. Next term, usually the drawer himself take up the bill upon dishonor. Usually I will take, if dishonor is there, I will take the responsibility. and exercise his right against the acceptor, then I will take action against Atul. So this is done to avoid confusion and the multiplicity of legal action. Otherwise, Anant have to give which one file against which one Aparna have to give file against Anila have to give file against me. So to avoid the multiplicity of legal actions, who will take the responsibility? If any dishonor is there, draw will take the responsibility. Then all expenses incurred consequent on dishonor can be recovered ultimately from the acceptor. Suppose if the bill okay, last point. All the expenses incurred on dishonor can be recovered ultimately from the acceptor. So, what is the expense means? If the bill is dishonor means the holder have to report the advocate, notary public. So, for then they will have to they will note the reason of dishonor in a written document, in a paper. So that is called noting, that we will study next topic. So for that, for providing this service, we have to give fees. Okay. So now who will give? The drawer will give. Otherwise, holder will give. But ultimately, then this amount we can recover from the acceptor. This, if the example, if my bill is dishonor means I can recover the legal expense from Atul. That bill amount, suppose bill amount is 10,000. So 10,000 plus, suppose legal fee is 2,000. So I can recover 12,000 from which one? 12,000 from Atul. Okay. So that is all expenses incurred on dishonor can be recovered ultimately from the acceptor. That is effect of dishonor. Okay. So it is an expense to be borne by the which one? Acceptor only. So next topic related to dishonor only, noting and one more protest. Next, noting. So what do you mean by noting? When a bill of exchange or promissory note is dishonored for non-payment, it can be noted with the help of notary public. It can be noted with the help of notary public. Because noting is a formal procedure initiated by the notary public. Means when the bill is dishonored, the advocate presents that bill before the acceptor, before the acceptor, before the Atul. Then what they will do? They will note down the fact of dishonor, either on the dishonored bill or on the separate paper attached to it. That is noting. Okay. So when the bill is dishonored, the holder have to report notary public. Then the notary public will present the bill. Otherwise, they will send a letter to the Atul, to the drawee. Then they have to get the reason of dishonor. Why it is dishonored? Sometimes non-payment. Okay. Sometimes non-acceptance. Anyway, so that is which one? Noting. So the act of notary public, this act of notary public is called noting. Okay. So noting is the act of recording the fact of dishonor of a bill by a notary public. Okay, that is a meaning of noting. Okay, noting is the act of recording the fact of dishonor of a bill by a notary public. So in that noting, in that paper, it will contain every details, date, time of the bill, which one, why it is the reason of dishonor, the party's name, everything it is disclosed in the which one, that noting. Okay, so noting is the act of recording the fact of dishonor of a bill by a notary public, advocate. So the noting authenticates the fact of dishonor. Authenticates the fact of dishonor. Noting authenticates the fact of dishonor. So for providing this service, they will charge a fees. Okay, that is called noting charges. Noting charges. Noting charges. Okay, so now it is paid by the holder, means a drawer. Okay, then ultimately they have the right to recover that amount from the drawing, that have to recover from the adun. Okay, means it is an expense to be borne by the acceptor. It is an expense to be borne by the acceptor. That is called noting. Okay, that is called noting. Means it is the act of recording the fact of dishonor of a bill by a advocate, notary public. Okay, that is noting. So noting authenticate the reason of dishonor. Okay, next one. So for this purpose, they will charge one fees, that is called the noting charge. It is now who have to pay, the drawer or the holder have to pay the noting charge. Then he can recover that amount from the acceptor. Next one, protest. Protest. Not a strike. Protest means same related to noting only, that certificate now. The notary public will issue one certificate. Okay, disclosing the reason of dishonor, that is called a protest. It is a formal certificate of the notary public attesting the dishonor of the bill, attesting the dishonor of the bill by non-acceptance or by non-payment. That is called protest. Okay, it is a certificate who is issuing, the notary public is issuing, disclosing the reason of dishonor. That is called a protest certificate. Okay, so it acts as a proof. Okay, proof. Okay, so it presumes that the fact of dishonor, that is which one, protest. Okay, certificate issued by the notary public disclosing the, attesting the dishonor of the bill by non-acceptance or by non-payment. That is called protest. Next one, liability of parties. Liability of parties. So now we said laws relating to negotiable instrument. In that we said about the parties to a bill of exchange, parties to a check, parties to a promissory note. Okay, so what are the liabilities of the parties? So that it is disclosed in the section 32 and 35 of the Negotiable Instrument Act. Disclose the liability of the drawer, liability of the drawee of a check. Drawee of a check means bank. Drawee of a check, bank. Liability of the endorser, liability of makers of a note and acceptor of a bill, then liability of prior parties to a holder in due. Okay, holder in due course, holder in due. That is called which one? These are the liabilities we have to study. Liability of the drawer, liability of the drawee of a check, liability of the bank, liability of the endorser, those who are endorsing the instrument, then liability of makers of a note and acceptor of a bill. Next, last one, liability of prior parties, okay, to a bill, prior parties to a bill. So first one, liability of the drawer. So what are the liabilities are there? What is his liability? So already we know the liability of the drawer is secondary. The liability of the drawer is secondary, but the liability of the drawee is primary, that we know. So here, when his liability will arise in case of dishonor only. If the bill is dishonor, then only his liability will arise, whose drawer liability will arise. So in that case, what is his liability? So he have to compensate the holder. Suppose he is endorsing the amount to more than one person, so he is liable to compensate the holder. That is his liability, drawer liability. Okay, so if the bill is dishonor, if it is presented, then if the holder got the amount, means he have any liability. When only his liability will arise? At the time of dishonor. If the bill is dishonor, he will compensate the holder. Okay, so that is the liability of the drawer. Same. Next one, liability of the drawee of a check. So the liability of the drawee of a check. So the liability of the drawee of a check means here in the case of which one, check. So bank liability. So whenever the customer is presenting the check, so then and there they have to give the payment. That is drawee of check liability. Okay, suppose if then in this case, suppose it should have been the balance in the account, then only he can. Suppose if I present the one check for encash in the check, but I have an amount in that bank account, so they can't collect amount, they can't give amount to me. So but if I have the balance in the account, but if the bank is not giving the amount to me, then they will compensate the drawer. They will compensate. They have the right. They have the responsibility to compensate me. So that is the liability of the drawee. Okay, means what they have to do? They have to make a proper payment. Whenever the customers are presenting the check, they have the right to make payment. If they are not making payment, then they will compensate the drawer for any loss or damage caused by such default. Next one, liability of the next one, liability of the endorser. Okay, drawer means his liability will arise only in the case of disorder. Liability of the drawee means they have to make a proper payment. Whenever the customers are presenting the amount for payment, they have to give the payment. Then the liability of the endorser. So we know that what do you mean by who is the endorser? The person who transfer the endorsement is called endorser. So what is the liability? What are the liabilities of the endorser? Means we know that by endorsing the bill, he impliedly promises that the endorser impliedly promises that on due presentation at the time of mature date, if you present the bill, if the endorsee present the bill, you will get payment. The instrument will be accepted and paid. The instrument will be accepted and paid. That is that we know. So when there are two more endorsement, is there. Okay. For example, bill is transferred for more than two persons. So how we will calculate the liability? So the liability of the endorser will be fixed in the order in which the signature appear on the instrument. Because what is the endorsement? Putting the signature on the back of the instrument. So on the base of the signature, on the order, on that base only, liability of the endorser will arise. The liability of the endorser will arise. Okay, so when there are two more endorsement is there, the liability of the endorser will be fixed in the order in which that the signature appear on the instrument. Okay, so that is liability of the endorser. So when only the liability of the endorser will arise? In the case of dishonor. In the case of dishonor only, his liability will arise. If any dishonor is there, they have to compensate the holder. Okay, they have to compensate the holder. That is the liability of the endorser. Okay, suppose another endorser is Aparna. So if any bill is dishonored, who have to, the endorser have to, which one compensate the holder. Okay, that is the liability of endorser. Next, liabilities of makers of a note and acceptor of a bill. Maker of a note means promissory note who is making drawer. Okay, seller who is making to promise to make the payment in future. Then acceptor of a bill. Otherwise, in the case of bill of exchange, acceptor is drawing. Okay, what are the liability of the makers of promissory note and the acceptors of a bill? Means their liability is that at the time of maturity date, they have to make a payment. They have to make a payment to the holder or to the to the drawer. That is the liability of the drawee. The liability of the drawee or make case of a note in the case of a promissory note. Their liability is that at the time of maturity date, they have to give amount to the holder. Okay, so but if he make a payment to the person other than the holder, then he have to compensate the holder. Then he have to compensate the holder. That which one whose liability, the drawee's liability. They have to make a payment at the right person. Okay, if he make payment other than the holder, then you have to compensate the persons. Next one, last one, liability of prior parties to a holder in due course. Means every party to a negotiable instrument is liable thereon to a holder in due course until the instrument is duly satisfied. Means we said we can transfer the instrument from one person to another person, but every person is jointly and collectively liable for the which one, for the debt of the for the loss of the holder. Every holder liability to the prior parties. If the bill is dishonored, Aparna is liable. Which one? Then Anila and me. Everyone is prior parties to a holder in due course. We know that a holder in due course means the title to instrument. He acquired the instrument in a good faith for a valuable consideration, and he acquired the instrument before a maturity date. That is negotiability. Already we said means negotiability means the transferee, the endorsee acquire the instrument. Acquires a better title than that of the transferor. Means he acquires the instrument in good faith for a valuable consideration before a maturity date. So in this case, every party, every endorser is liable. If any dishonor is there, everyone is liable for the debts. Okay, for the debts of the holder. That is called which one? These are the liability of prior parties to a holder in due. Okay. To a bill of exchange, liability of prior parties to a bill of exchange. Okay, so this chapter is over. Okay, so only one more chapter for banking. Okay, I think that it is easy compared to last chapter. So this you have to study in bill of exchange. You have to study in accountancy also. One chapter is there, journal entry. Okay, that you will study. So thank you. So next period, second book.